we expect to be trading the first week of October. I think we just got the final clearance back from the exchange this morning, and stock should be trading 2nd to the 4th of October is what we're working towards. But look, yeah, we're in a super exciting location, and not only the location, but also what we found geologically over the course of the last 2 years has been super exciting to the team. The project is 120 square kilometers in the Vicuña district, which, as Eric said, is controlled by the Lundin family. Hernan Vera, who's here actually, and maybe you can meet him at the booth, he privately bought the ground that is our property in the course of 2018 to 2020, before the area got super hot. And we did a deal with Hernan in March 2021 to form Sendero, and have been working privately behind the scenes till this point. We raised $5.9 million in go public financing, led by Echelon and PI for us early in the summer. And we've already identified a cluster of targets, and we'll get into more detail, but the whole area, and like Eric touched on, is now formally being defined as the Vicuña Belt, and is defined as a cluster of telescope porphyry targets and deposits. And we have a big clustering. We have 3 targets that are drill ready. We have 5 other porphyry targets identified and 3 other epithermal targets already identified on our large property. In addition to Hernan, who's had a very esteemed career in Argentina, ran Barrick, ran Yamana, ran Anglo Gold, put 3 major mines into production, and he told me that they produce over 15 million ounces of gold in Argentina. We also have David Royal, who has a stellar track record in exploration. He's an Australian geologist, multiple major discoveries all around the world, and multiple in the Andes as well. So really, like Eric touched on, we're very blessed with our technical team and our property. We will start trading at about a 13 million market cap, Canadian dollars. We raised 5.9 million at 20 cents, coming out at 20 cents at $13 million. And a strong institutional and inside ownership. Over half of the stock is in the hands of insiders and institutions. So here's just a little slide on Dave. An amazing career in mineral exploration. Major discovery in Argentina, Sendero, which was sold to Corp for $3.4 billion. Multiple other great discoveries in the Andes. Really a stellar geologist for porphyries and also working in the Andes, but has made major discoveries in Fiji, Indonesia, Australia, all around the world, and really has formed a great relationship also with our in-country technical team. Away from Dave, myself and Hernan are really running the company. I'm focused on the capital market side of things, Hernan on the operations. We have 3 very strong capital markets directors based all around the world. Marco Rock here, Zachary Goldenberg, and then Jimmy Lim with myself out in Hong Kong. And then we have a very strong local Argentinian technical team. Gladys Castro ran the exploration on the property for Anglo American when they had the western flank of the property back in the early 2010 period. And Juan Pablo Vera, who's also here with us, has got great experience on the property and great knowledge and understanding of the geology. This is our capital structure. We're coming out with about 65 million shares on issue, raised $5.9 million, fully diluted share count of 86 million, and market cap at 20 cents of just $13 million. So this is the Vicuña district. A lot of excitement, and rightly so. Major discoveries have been made by the Lundin group of companies with some amazing geological work and stellar discoveries, and probably will be an area that supplies a lot of the copper going forward over the coming decades. And you can see we're right in the heart of that northern part of the property. And in May this year, Richard Silito, who's kind of the preeminent porphyry expert in the world, put out a paper called Extreme Telescoping During Andean Uplift, and formally defined what he calls the Vicuña Belt. And you can see it here. I'll try and use this pointer. This is our property in the red. And then the green is all controlled by Filo, Lundin Mining, and NGEx. And then this is a joint venture that they have with the Japanese group with the operating mine, Kasarani. So we have a great position and also great geology. We have really all the geological characteristics. This is a condensed version we'll go through now. We have a lot more detailed presentation at our stand showing you all the magnetics, all the geochemistry, the alteration mapping, the structural mapping that's been done. And it's all very similar to the deposits that have already been found on the belt. And you can see Richard Sillitoe highlighted 4 targets on our property, which are 4 of our major targets. So great that an independent source also brought that out. But the key kind of geological characteristics that Sillitoe highlighted in this paper is that the area has had rapid erosion and also extreme uplift. So you can see the trend is north-northeast up towards Maricunga, and all of our targets have this north-northeast primary reverse faulting. And what we learned from the discoveries in the area is where you've got these primary reverse faults and you've got a cross-cutting northwestern fault, you generally got pretty good mineralization. And all of our major targets have that structural footprint, and we'll go through that in a bit more detail shortly. But very excited geologically as well as the location that we have. This is now zooming into our property. Our property is the yellow area. The stars are our priority drill targets that will be drilled starting in January. La Peña is the one up on the northeastern flank. This is where we'll start drilling. We've got a substantial outcropping porphyry, which is extremely rare nowadays to find such a structure, and we were truly delighted when we came across it. And then you can see down in the kind of southern part, we have this clustering effect. And on the western part we have 4 main targets, what we call Sendero South. And then on the eastern part, we have what we call Tamborias. And then just north of Tamborias is where the historic drilling was done back in the 90s by Eldorado. We'll touch on that. There were some good drill results. And what we might find is that actually this is one giant cluster of targets, but that's still to be defined at this stage. So drilling will start at the 3 main targets. Each of them in their own right really is a beautiful target geologically. La Peña is where we'll start, has all the characteristics of a major copper gold system. We have a large outcropping of a diorite porphyry, which is extremely rare to find nowadays. It's about 800 meters by 600 meters at surface. We're very excited to find that. We have a large bullseye magnetic anomaly on that outcropping porphyry. We have a high density of porphyry-style veinlets, type A, type B, and we have this regional structural control. So really, ticked all the boxes from our perspective, has become a priority drill target for us. Then we will also drill at Sendero South and Tamborias, and let's start to see if we do start to find a cluster down here. What we expect to see is that these targets are a combination of epithermal and porphyry targets as we drill them. Particularly Tamborias, we know from surface is that, and we believe will be the same at Sendero South. So 3 great targets, really, really excited to start drilling in January. Just moving on to La Gita, this is where the historic drilling was done on the property back in the mid-90s, so a long time ago. It was a very different Vicuña district and a very different metals market back then. So you can see there's some very good results, 30 meters of 1.84 grams per ton gold equivalent, 106 meters of 0.66. It was very systematically drilled actually, and we think it would be quite easy to put a resource onto this. But our main priority for now is going after these big porphyry clusters. So just to wrap up, our upcoming work program, we're opening up the camp on October 16th. We'll do some very detailed ground magnetics before we start drilling across these 3 main targets, 50-meter spaced ground magnetics. We'll put some induced polarization lines over the outcropping porphyry at La Peña, and then we're going to upgrade the camp and do some trenching down in that southern cluster before drilling there. So 4,500 meters is scheduled to be drilled starting in January through to April of 2024. And then we'll do some more as well, field work around developing some more of these regional targets that we have. So just to summarize, we're very excited. We have really a prime location in this Vicuña belt. We have great geology. We have a great team. We own the property 100%. We've identified already a great cluster of targets, and we're very excited about moving forward. So thanks, Eric, for having us on the panel. Great to be here, and hopefully we can speak at our booth over the course of the conference.